right, I'll call the meeting to order of the Yellowknife School Board, Monday, August 11th, 2025, meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of the board members. We'll start with Director Winter.
Ron Winter.
Amanda Lease.
Laurel Christensen.
Sonia Peterson.
Jeremy LeBlanc.
Matt Semple.
Abby Richter.
Next, we'll do the approval of the agenda. Any additions or corrections? Nothing anymore. Any motion to approve?
A motion to approve the agenda.
Any second?
Second by Matt Semple.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next is the reading of the YME mission statement by Director Peterson.
Our mission is to provide a caring environment of high expectations that prepares every student for a successful future and instills the value of learning.
All right. Next is the public address to the Board of Education. If anyone would like to address the board. Yep, can you come up, please? Microphone on for you. Please state your name and your...
Vicky Bakken, and I'm going to see if this will help present this a little bit better tonight.
Okay.
I've made 6 packets of. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you the color copy. I didn't make enough, or who's at the end here. You said we would like to purchase. It is 180 feet by 90 feet. And our offer on that is $10,000, which would be a wonderful donation for our new school. Mark and I bought this house in 1994, and there was a lot of rock in the back, which is the page 2, and we got it okay to add rocks back there. It was really hard to take care of. The first one that you see here, the lines on it. The line across is our line, and this is what we own, this is what Girton's own. And what we would like to purchase is back here. It basically goes to the end of this and like right back here. And page 3 is actually the back of this picture, and that would go like to this line here. So it would go back that far. And picture 4 is just the other half, if you want to say, of your picture 2. And that shows kind of the, it's hard with all the leaves, but it shows kind of the back, like to where this line is, like past that grass is what we're kind of talking about. And picture 5 is more of like the back by the grass there where you see that would be the line. We would really like to purchase this. I guess it's not ours, but we've been taking care of it, and we would really like to have you consider it, to sell it to us. Do you have any questions at all?
Do you have this detailed out on like a plat map for the?
Yes, and we will have it surveyed. We will pay to have it surveyed to get the final exact measurements. Yes. So it is exactly.
Is 180 feet the width of your property? Is that what you base it on?
85 would be deep, 180 would be wide.
How wide is your current lot in the back?
Our lot is 150 feet wide. And the reason we want to go over a little bit, Mark planted a tree in memory of Craig and the boys did it. And then Heidi and Mark planted also a tree some years ago. And we would like to have that, is why we'd like to go that 30 feet. Any other questions at all?
Any questions? At this time, I think, you know, we appreciate the information, we hear your request. This is the first time we are seeing this new request and hearing it, so, I'm sorry. I can speak up louder for you, Vicki. This is the first time we're hearing this request as far as the new information. So we hear your request, so we understand, I think, what you're asking for. But at this time, the school has no interest in selling the property. So, that's the stance as of today. And, we could take a look at this and we'll talk with Mr. Schneider. If you had an aerial view, so we can see from above more what you're talking about, I wouldn't say necessarily a survey, that might help a little bit.
So you would like an aerial view from the top?
Yeah, I just understand more what the request is, how far back it goes. I don't know that, I'm not familiar with behind your house, I've never been there before.
We have access to get that.
Okay, all right, yeah, and it wouldn't, I mean, a picture like this from above, with lines drawn on it,
Yeah,
so we can understand it, yeah. So, but other than that, as of now, the school's not interested in selling the property.
Okay, so would it help if I gave you an above view?
I can't say that it would help. It would be the board's advisement to, we can maybe take and discuss it later. But as of now, this is information that we could read.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so as of now, it's a no.
yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Vicki.
All right, moving on to consent agenda. Approval of the meeting minutes from July 14th, 2025. Approval of the claims for payment, approval of the finance report, and approval of the preliminary enrollment report.
I'll make that motion.
And a motion to approve, is there a
I'll
second?
second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Meeting carries. Reports. Burnt Rainy Elementary report, Principal Hanson. Hello.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The first item on mine was just a kind of a quick overview of summer at Burnt Rainy. So a lot of things have been happening. Custodians have been very busy cleaning. Building looks fantastic right now. I think our biggest task is we're emptying out our basement storage unit, previously known as the computer lab. So we're working through that. But otherwise, I think this year, our first teachers were back in by the last week of July as far as getting rooms ready, which is earlier than normal. So it's great to have everybody back. Today, it was just like, it felt like a regular day. So lots of people in working and getting ready for kids. On number 2, I just listed our certified staff that have been hired. We also have some long-term substitutes that I listed. I did not list our paraprofessionals just because we're trying to finalize that and there's a lot of variations there, but we are so close to being fully staffed. Right now, certified, we are fully staffed, and just have a few final details with paraprofessionals to figure out. So, any questions on staffing at BERT? Okay, kindergarten camp started today. So for any of our incoming kindergarten parents, they can choose, and it is optional, and some opt out, not many, but some do. They can either choose to bring your child Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday, and they come from 9 to 11 during this week. So we saw one group of kids today, and another group will show up tomorrow. And like I've mentioned in years past, it's just a great opportunity to not have so much action in the main lobby with all of the older kids, and if someone is sad or needs a little extra TLC, it's a lot easier to help them than when you have 300 kids coming through the door. So, great morning, and what I loved was at the end of the 2 hours when the very new kindergartners all come walking down the hall in a line, and they're skipping and smiling and so happy and, you know, waving at their parents out the window. But they did a really good job today, so it was a good day. Good day to have kids back.
Mrs. Hanson, how many kids do you have signed up for kindergarten?
Right now, we have fully registered, we're at 44.
Okay,
And then I know we have some registrations out, but
okay.
we don't count them until all of the paperwork is here.
And so you just said that you had, the majority is coming to
Yes.
kindergarten camp?
Yes, so I had checked in with Nicole on numbers, and she thought we were, about 8 families did not respond to
Okay.
camp, but there are also families that are fully registered, so.
Good to know.
And we
Thank
do
you.
send out, you know, a variety of, you know, please come to camp, email, mail, phone calls, that kind of thing, so. But yes, probably our highest percentage we've seen yet, so.
Awesome, that's great news, thank you.
You may recall that we hired Sherry Schneider as our literacy lead, and, you know, she hit the ground running this summer. Last week, I know we scheduled an hour meeting, and 2.5 hours in, we were both like, okay, we need to, you know, come back to this again, but there's just so many things that the statute is requiring us to do. Last year, we had what I would call a grace period on some of them to get them in order. This year now, most of those are in action. Probably the newest one is the screener that was approved. You might recall we had to do fast bridge screening starting last year for K through 3, and now the state has approved a screener called CAPTI that is for 4 through 12. And so Mrs. Schneider and I are working out the details on that, and Mrs. Hins, and there's quite a process before a child would get that screener. And I know as we get those things ironed out, you know, that's something we can share in the future. But she's been really working hard on getting things ready to go. We're much further ahead right now than I had anticipated, so that's fantastic. I did list our paraprofessionals, Staff Development Day in Benson, which happens to be this Wednesday. And I checked on our list from Mervet, and 26 of the district paras are already registered. And I will say that there are a handful of BERT paras that aren't going because this is also camp week. They almost always fall on the same week. So, but the majority of our paras have already signed up or have stated like I'm out of town or whatever reason, daycare situation. Last Tuesday, we were invited out to the Upper Sioux back to school night. It's always it's usually for me, it's one of the first times we really get to see large groups of kids come in. Had a great turnout. We always bring like our lunch applications, so they have an opportunity to fill it out there. Marlis was with me, and so she could answer any questions. And then Keisha Lawaji also went, and we also share information on preschool. It's just a great opportunity to have informal conversations with families versus a young large group. So we appreciate being invited to that. New teacher training is scheduled for next week, and I did just link our schedule and agenda for that. And then also our back to school staff development schedule is linked under number 8, as well as our upcoming events. Questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next report is the Wyoming Middle School High School Board report. Principal Hins, that is on board book. Comments or questions? Maybe Mr. Schneider can answer on that? Oh, if any? All right, the
So first of all, let me start with an apology. This is going to be a little long-winded. I've got a lot to report tonight, so I'm going to pause after each section. Just ask me questions so we don't miss anything in the end. So first item I have there is MSHSL certification. So our coaches have to take a course. We do have a brand new head coach and our football coach. He is working to get that done, but just so you know, that will not be done by the first game. No penalty. We're lucky. We have several people that are qualified on that staff that can act in that capacity. But you see, there's things such as education-based philosophy, health and safety courses, you know, the concussions, etc., and effective management of an athlete. That's all required for our head coaches. Questions about that? He is the only head coach that is not through that. He's new to the state, so he'll get that taken care of this fall. Building referendum update. So I got a report. I have in my report Saturday at 3:15 of 12:47. Then this afternoon about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I got 1,337. Those are all early votes, of which 222 of those are from Clarkfield. So 1,337 at that point. So that's secondhand. When you folks are out there talking, make sure everyone understands that we encourage them to make a plan to vote. Now, all they have is 8 to 8 tomorrow. That's their last opportunity. If they did receive an absentee ballot, it's due by 8 o'clock. They will have to drive it there, or it will have to show up in the mail tomorrow for that to count. Anything after 8 o'clock tomorrow night, unfortunately, cannot be counted. So, I know there was sometimes when we talked about, or we were at community meetings, there's still parents a little nervous about the safety of our building. We're doing the best we can with our dollars. Our buildings are safe. We know we have issues such as leaky roofs, problems with our plumbing, our fire alarms, which I'll talk about here in a second, malfunctioning, but we are doing the best we can to keep on top of it and not overspend our money that we'll never get back if we make a different, or we decide to go forward tomorrow with a vote. Ton of work has gone into this, from you folks to staff to the vote yes people. Tons of work has gone into this. So we appreciate all of that work that everybody put into it. So my goal is by 8:30, 9 o'clock tomorrow night, I can tell you what the final result is. I do have multiple messages ready to go. I spent some time this weekend. Daler has provided me with some messages. I'll mesh the two tomorrow and figure out, I'll be ready for whatever happens. I will be at the government center tomorrow evening. If there are people that are saying, hey, you know, I don't know how to vote, I'm going to vote tomorrow, but I haven't seen the building. We're still available. The building is open. I'll take them through. I'll take phone calls. I'll visit with them, whatever. We're still open for business tomorrow. I intend to do that. Questions about the referendum? Huge thing. Tomorrow's a big day. Been planning this for a long time. A lot of energy by a lot of people went into this. Fire alarm issues. Well, it didn't end when I typed this up yesterday. I had 25 text messages and or voice messages, and that's, yeah, what do you know? Just, did you hear my phone buzz? I'm not making that up. That's our fire alarm malfunctioning again. BRE happens to be the one that is drawing more attention than usual right now. So that was the good one. And now hopefully Johnson Controls is here with parts to repair tomorrow so that we can monitor things. Don't worry, if a real alarm went off, the message would go to them. It just might not come to me. All right, that's part of the problem. We have a Frankenstein fire alarm system that just, we can't get parts for. So, all right, question about the fire alarm? All right. Building damage, I'm sure you saw it on our Facebook account. The culprit was identified. I did contact their insurance company today. They will be sending out an adjuster to take a look at that and see, we'll go forward with that. So, Facebook posts did work. After school care update. So I did have something in there about the handbook registration form. If you look on board book, there is a draft of a handbook. Understand this is just an after-school program. It's not as extensive as a daycare. Because we're running it as an after-school program. I will tell you, we met today. Our intention is to have it ready to go for September 2nd. So I think that's great news.
That's great news.
Right?
Yeah.
Brooklyn has put a ton of work in it. Capped at 20, as we talked about with the task force. We're going to give preference to those that sign up for full-time. If you change that, so if people try and game the system, I'm going to sign up for full-time, but I'm going to reduce it to 3 days per week, you'll get dropped out for the full-time people, all right? We've got to try and run this thing cost effectively, especially this first year. So 20 spots. We will prioritize those full-time.
So when can they start?
We'll get that out Wednesday or Thursday. We'll get a registration form out.
Okay.
It will be an online form.
Okay.
There will be fees. It will explain it as is in the handbook there. There's late fees. There's a registration fee. That registration fee will be continuous. It's non-refundable. It does not apply towards their first bill. It's $40. That helps us get equipment, get started. Each year, that's what it's going to be for new students. I'm hearing our elementary doesn't like the name of our program, Little Stingers. So I have to go back to the drawing board.
That's our preschool.
I just heard about that today, didn't even give it a thought. I guess I compartmentalized and just thought about this program separately. So I propose that the preschool program change its name, but I think I was met with a little resistance.
Little Stingers.
And they said they had precedence, but I'm thinking, precedence? I'm playing a power card. I mean, rank has its privilege.
I did
No,
mention
we'll
Birds
find-
Club. Years ago, we called it
Okay.
Birds Club.
Oh, that's good. I like
That's
that.
not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
that's good.
Shoot, it's
Brooklyn
in
was
Brooklyn's
working.
hands.
Yep.
She'll do a great
Right, he
job.
was working
with
on
that.
it,
So,
so.
we're working on getting something out for staffing. So the intent is to offer it to high school kiddos that are 15 and older. We do have a pay scale for that, $12 for those. Paraprofessionals will be paid at their rate. Teachers would be paid, certified staff would be paid $21 an hour, right? That's just what we, and looking at things, we thought that was fair. So, targeting registration for Wednesday or Thursday, it will go out electronically. Martin Marietta lease. So we have a lease on a property that sits adjacent to our, I don't know, what do you call it? I call it Prairie Smoke, the driving range. We have a lease on that. They reached out to me because they wanted to, their land manager wants to update that. We aren't really using that space out there, and with everything going on, I'm hoping I can kind of drag this out a little bit. They have no concerns except we brought up a good point. We intended to do a control burn each of the last 2 years and never did it. Well, they have concerns with the safety of that. I never gave that a thought that, hey, their property might be viewed different than ours as part of their lease. I look at the lease, I'm not interpreting that it's in the lease that we wouldn't be able to do that, but that's one of those things. Ultimately, if we're gonna have that property there, we have the driving range, we don't use it that way. If we want to maintain it as a trail, which unfortunately that trail does slightly sit on the boundary of their property too. Or a garden there or something. I would like to see it used more than what it's currently used. Unfortunately, we know that that property, I believe, was donated to us for the purpose of building a school. So,
So,
Right.
the lease property, is that on the east side of the first, or on the west side of the first?
west side, far west side. Yeah, I'm sorry, I should probably put a copy of that map. I will get you folks, I will put that in my weekly update to give you a copy of what that looks like from above, like we talked about with Vicky Bach in here. I do have that, so. All right? Questions about that or thoughts? My intent was to put it on the Buildings and Grounds Committee to be discussed with a little bit more detail. All right? All right, back to school week. Lisa kind of mentioned that, August 25th to 28th. It would be great if we had, I know Jeremy's going to welcome them, but we could also take the rest of you board members there for that morning. If you can be there, it'd be great. So the breakfast is on Tuesday at 7:45. All right, probably be done by 8:30.
Last year we helped serve breakfast.
Yeah,
We can do
we're
that
having
again, can we?
muffins.
Oh,
But you can help hand them muffin,
right,
greet people.
yeah, sure.
All right, so, thank you. Questions about back to school week? All right, golf carts. So Tim Knapper is getting us a quote for a used golf cart to be used for shuttling things around. The problem is we have a Gator, and they have in the past gotten a little access to it. We don't have ready access. We need something to shuttle equipment. I'm guessing it's gonna be in the neighborhood of $3 grand for a used golf cart with some sort of a dump box on it. It would be used for more than just football, but obviously football, water jugs, ice, etc. Dummies moving around, dummies beyond people like me. Down markers be used on Friday night for picking up the football field. I think that would work better than the Gator. It's quieter. So thoughts on that?
Or we got a track useful again.
Yeah. So it would come from, my intent is that it would come from the advertising revenue. Thoughts? That change people's minds?
They got room to store more equipment. I mean, we see kind of full the way it is. I know things could obviously change, but.
You mean the golf cart itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get it in there because they can't sit outside.
In the Gator, you're worried about the noise before the game and after the game?
No, not necessarily. I just think it, yeah, it just.
I mean, I'm just
After
looking
the
at
game.
5 home football games roughly that we need another piece of equipment around here to take care of.
Yeah,
for
that's a
stuff
good
like that.
point.
So, I mean, I know we've talked about using some of that advertising money, which we haven't really gotten very far with what to do with it, so.
You're right there. Yeah, it's not gonna impact all programs. You look at like volleyball, and basketball, and dance, not gonna really
this up as
Yes.
a request?
Yeah, the football coach came to us with this
I think
idea.
our request.
Yeah.
Did we ask the coach to give us a little more details of why he prefer the cart over the Gator?
Well, the Gator would not be available during this fall.
Okay.
That's the problem. The Gator is used, it's got, like, right now, it's got a sprayer in it. So,
Okay, so it's not available for
So we
this.
would
So
have
during
it
practices.
yeah, it would not be available
Right.
during, I
Bring the
mean,
water back and everything.
we could, I suppose, shell that thing out daily, in and out of the back, make sure it's empty, get it out of it.
How have they done this in the years past? Just
We
carry
did,
it?
we took it out of there.
Oh.
Well,
so you did
first
use the
of
Gator
all,
like
our
last year.
sprayer was not mounted on the side-by-side, the Gator. It was pulled around by one of those Toro mowers. So we
But
got
now
a
it
better
is.
sprayer, and
Mhm.
it's mounted in the back there.
I see that it can definitely be utilized, a golf cart,
Mhm.
you
So
know.
the only thing we're using the Gator for pretty much now is spraying during that time, or?
No, he uses it for other things, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, uses it to get a spot, you know. We'll use it for softball, field prep, et cetera. Softball and baseball.
So are we gonna wait to see what Tim gets for a quote and then have conversation, or how are we gonna go about it? It's kind of like last minute right now.
Yeah, we can do that. If you wanna give me a cap, it's kinda,
I
if
feel
you're
like-
apprehensive about it,
No.
we'll get the quote first,
I don't
then,
care, I just don't know what we're gonna get for that, and then looking at keeping it and everything else, but, I mean, if Tim feels it's something worth having,
And the plan would be to use it, I'm assuming more year-round, like if we have a working track, we use it out there, use it during practice.
it's probably still gonna be used for track practice.
Practice,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, moving those starting blocks and
so do you think the 3,000 is a comfortable cap, or do we feel we need?
I can't guarantee.
You have
He
no idea.
and I am talking, just took a stab at that. Cause it's gotta be gas powered, we don't want it just fully electric.
I feel it's a good idea.
The other way to look at it is the money that he spent on the window stuff up at the big gym. Like, that doesn't get utilized during the spring season or the football season, so not everything that's coming out of the athletic funds is being used for all sports. So you don't, yes, it should be like spent across the board for the sporting events, but like that stuff isn't being utilized for baseball, softball, tennis, football.
Mhm.
So I did some coaching in my career and stuff. We always, the football program and the track program had a golf cart.
For sure,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
You-
I mean, it
you
totally
don't-
makes sense.
Just,
Work smarter, not harder.
Do you need a motion from us? Say go ahead
I
and,
think that would be, I think that would cement it if you wanna put a cap on that amount.
So would you
Go
want
ahead.
to move this then to an action item
sure,
under reports?
Shoot.
So to do that, we would need a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion. Move it to an action item.
Is there a second to move it to an action item?
I'll second.
So motion and a second, any further discussion on that?
At that time, we'll need to set an amount too.
So move that to,
I've never bought a book.
I have no idea. Me either.
Start looking at Facebook Marketplace, I guess.
move that to
Start googling.
9.9. Rich?
Shoot.
Yeah, 9.9. So I'll add action item 9.9.
All right, if there's no further discussion about that,
Motion.
Yeah.
oh, mine.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Motion carries. Sorry, Rich.
All right, no, thank you. New teacher orientation will be next week, August 19th through the 21st. I think I got those dates right, correct? And we have a lunch with them and their mentors on 11:40 at 11:45 out at the golf course. There's going to be a lot of us. So, but you folks are welcome to attend. It's always good if at least one of you can attend. Thoughts? Anybody want to come in? 11:45?
I can get out there as soon as I can. I have a dentist at 11, so I can be out there as soon as I
Well, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just reserve a few extra.
Okay, thank you. Just let us know. That'd be great, so we know. All right. Another item that might have to move to an action item based upon our golf cart is interactive displays from Hills Beaver Creek. Normally, these displays are $1,500 to $2,000. These are used. They did an addition with new technology. These are the old ones. Interactive displays at $425 a piece. I tentatively spoke for 4 of them. I have spots for 2 of them for sure, but they're cheap enough that I thought it was a reasonable gamble for us to find a spot for them. So,
Can you explain a little bit more? I'm a little confused. Interactive display, what exactly is that?
it's that, except you can touch it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It's like what we have in our classroom, they're just the older brand,
okay.
so.
So this was a good deal on that? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you
think so, yeah,
said?
I
I
mean,
don't have a clue. Whatever you say, yep, sounds good.
all right. Questions about that? So one would go into our after-school programming, so they can do like movement activities and stuff, because there's nothing in that room right now.
Really
And
good.
one's going to go into the egg shop. Those are the 2 that I know of for sure.
Are they on a cart or are they mounted?
There's no cart with them. We happen to have 1 extra cart, and so that would go to the egg shop, and the one at the after-school program will go on the wall. So, and we have the mounts already.
Mhm.
Just extra spares, in my mind. Okay, so that could,
Is that something we want to make an action item as well? For approval?
Are these already purchased, or are you asking?
no, I'm asking.
Oh,
Be consistent?
I suppose we
Yeah.
gotta move it to
Yeah.
action.
So I move to an action item. All right, is there a motion to move this to an action item? We'll make it 9.10.
I'll make the motion to move the interactive displays to action.
For a second?
I'll second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? All right, carries.
One thing, and we don't have to decide it now, we lost our driver's education instructor, Lucas Stam, and so we are, unfortunately, we sent a letter at the end of July out to our parents, letting them know that that will not be offered during the school day. We will still offer the driving portion of it, but unfortunately, they'll have to do something online until next summer. Next summer, we think we can come up with a solution.
who's doing the driving portion?
Who is?
Yeah,
Mel and Lucas?
okay,
No,
so
Shelby.
is Lucas done?
No, he
Because,
still has to do
until when?
until next summer.
Oh,
Oh,
So
because
just
he
the
has told
driving
some of the
portion.
parents that he will not be doing this anymore, because I have a child that turned 15 in May, and he doesn't have
All
room
right.
for them.
I will follow
So
up
I'm
on-
wondering what to do with those, like,
Yeah, and it might
spring,
not
summer
be,
birthdays.
he might have to do it this fall, I don't know. if-
Right, and that I would be fine with, you know, the closer to his 16th birthday, but I was just wondering, because I think there's a lack of information in that. So can
Okay.
we contact Mrs. Schulte as well to do that behind the wheel? She has,
I believe.
Yep, that's who Evan did his with.
but I know she wasn't willing to do that earlier, so I was just wondering if now she's okay with doing that?
Well, I think it's based upon her availability.
Okay.
She's not going to be as available as
Right,
Lucas.
but I know I talked to her in the beginning of the summer to see if we could schedule, and she said she wasn't doing it, so I just wanted to make sure
Okay,
that I
we'll
can
check.
contact her
We'll
now.
follow up with her.
Okay.
She is not.
She hasn't told you no anyway. All right, I will reach out to her too, Rich, thank you.
Other questions about driver's ed? So the one thing that will come up in our finance committee meeting is we'll talk about, again, incentivizing somebody to get the training by paying for the training. It is a good summertime gig, or after-school gig.
It's a nice
Pays well.
classroom thing during the school year too.
I know,
for
Yeah.
parents.
it's kind of disappointing that we're not able to do it, but
Yeah, so,
understandable at this point.
you know, if it's somebody that already has a pretty full schedule, it would be hard to
Mhm.
add it to them,
Right.
but they could do it through the driving portion of it, so. All right, fall sports numbers, not on my report. Fall sports numbers in cross-country, we have a total of 13. 2 7th graders, 3 8th graders, and I'll get this added to that. I just got this today. So 3 8th graders, 2 9th graders, 2 10th graders, no juniors, and 4 seniors. That's cross-country for a total of 13. Okay? Girls tennis, we have 2 7th graders, 4 8th graders, 3 9th graders, 6 10th graders, 4 juniors, and 3 seniors for a total of, in girls tennis, 22.
Wow, that's great numbers.
In football, we do not know the 7th and 8th grade numbers yet. I have kind of a tentative number for 7th grade. They don't start till next week, so it looks like we have 7 7th graders and 5 8th graders, but that's all that's registered. That does not start until next week though, so. Not high numbers there yet. 9th graders, we have 7. Sophomores, we have 12. Junior class, we have 6, and senior class, we have 7 for a total of 32. That is up from last year, significantly by about 4. So, good numbers there for football. Volleyball, we do, so 7th and 8th graders do not have to be there, but they're given the opportunity to come and join varsity. So we have 3 7th graders, 6 8th graders, 11 9th graders, 7 10th graders, 3 juniors, and 4 seniors, for a total of 34. But again, that involves 9 junior high kiddos, right? So we're at 25 though in the high school. That's up this year too, so. All right? So the last thing I will add is, based upon what Vicki said, I have shared a letter with Spencer Quam. The letter is not required, but I'm going to issue this week a letter explaining that they can no longer encroach upon, they can no longer make changes. We will issue it to those 3 landowners there. So I will get that out this week to them.
So, in that letter, you said no longer encroach upon, I mean, clearly they've got landscaping there. We're not gonna make them remove that.
No, but we do have the authority to do that
We could.
at any time. But no, the letter isn't, like the letter says, it's not, you've done what you've done from when you received this letter forward, no more further changes, right? Otherwise you will be in violation. So, and the other thing the letter points out too is that we reserve the right to allow any landowner back there, because it's our property. So if they have to go across our property to access the back of their land, it's up to us. It's at our discretion. Whether you're mowing it or whatever has nothing to do with it. So.
it's something we want to entertain as a board moving forward. I would say that if that's something we want to entertain, we should start looking at possibilities of what that would look like moving forward with the other landowners. Or we have to extend that to everybody. Is that something we just don't even want to talk about? Because could get messy.
You mean the sale?
The sale, yes. As of now, I don't hear any interest expressed, so.
The other portion is when this happens, if they decide not to like mow back there, like our portion, are we prepared to like let it go or go back there ourselves and mow it and?
We will not maintain it, we never have. The intent is, and even, you know, even the things like, what's noxious weed, not weed, the vine,
Buckthorn?
buckthorn, yes. We do not have to address that. So DNR does not require that be addressed. Doesn't necessarily make us a great landowner, but I don't wanna speak for you folks either. I think a good spot to talk about this further would be in our buildings and grounds committee. Have some of that, but either way, the letter is gonna go out, because it just outlines what's in law. All right? Thank you for your patience, that's all I have tonight.
Yeah, one thing quick, Rich. Staff changes in hiring. I see the fax position is off of here. Did we have a change or?
No,
I just was curious because I know it's been on there and I see now it's gone.
yeah, because it is filled with the two,
Okay.
so. One person assumed case manager
Yep.
part-time.
Yep, and I know it was on there before and that's why when it was gone, I thought maybe something, so. Okay.
And I guess I didn't know how to annotate it on up above.
Yep.
Any other questions for Mr. Schneider? Hearing none, we'll move on to committee reports, if we have any. Move on to new business after that. And personnel items, leave requests and resignations, there are none. That's nice to see.
I was thinking that same thought. Hey.
And next is new hires. We have quite a few new hires, so that's nice to see as well.
So exciting.
Due to a potential conflict of interest with 9.2.5, for Katie's example, we'll break the first four out and do a vote for them. And then we'll do a vote for Ms. Semple, and then we'll do a vote for the rest of them. So with that said, we have the approval of employment for middle school, high school physical education teacher Jesse Nelson. Approval of employment for middle school, high school social studies teacher Eric Oaklin. Sorry if I'm not saying these right. Approval of employment of the middle school, high school computer applications teacher at a .167 FTE for Crystal Aniga. And approval of employment for physical education teacher Greg Blanchett.
Motion by Semple to approve.
Motion is to approve, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, next is approval of employment for elementary special education teacher Katie Zempel. Motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion is second, any further discussion?
I'll be abstaining from this vote due to a familiar relationship.
Thank you.
The candidate.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Carries. Next is the approval of employment for elementary paraprofessional, elementary paraprofessional, Shaylin Ross, elementary paraprofessional Isabel Redepenny, After-school care coordinator, Brooklyn Sorensen. Assistant volleyball coach, Amy Johnson. Head football coach, Greg Blanchett. Volunteer football coach, Jason Herring. Head wrestling coach, Jesse Nelson. And the Minnesota Honor Society advisor, Eric Hoagland. Is there a motion to approve this?
A motion to approve.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
A motion is second. Any further discussion? Hear none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries. Next is to approve the student handbook for Burt Rainey Elementary and Wyoming Middle School High School for 25-26.
Both of those red line masters there, I don't think they deviated much other than what passed through in legislature.
I did have one quick question, and it's the free school meals section on, it's towards the end.
Which book are you in?
Burt Rainey Elementary. Let's see. They're not numbered, so. Page 11.
Page 11.
Yep. It has in there if you bring your own lunch and you wish to purchase the milk, but I'm assuming that they would get the first milk for free.
They
If
do not.
they-
Unfortunately, USDA controls that. So you have to get the free milk, you have to take a reimbursable meal. And that's, we have fought that for years. That's unfortunate.
So could the board decide to cover the cost of that milk, like we've decided to cover the cost of extra meals historically?
I don't know what that would look like. I never thought about that with Marlis.
Yeah, it's a good idea though. I mean, that would be a savings, another savings for parents too.
Well, and something that's just an annoyance if they, if
True.
a kid comes to school and they forget their
Nope,
milk.
you can't have that milk.
Yeah, so she would have to create, what do you think, Jeremy? Can we put that in JMC? Because that's
Well,
what's
we can pull a report out of JMC that would show that number.
Okay.
It would just have to be, we'd have to charge the rate of like, that adult rate, whatever that ends up being.
Mr. Schneider, sometimes some of the older kids will actually take the full lunch and eat their lunch from home.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I
And then
mean,
they
I know
get-
that, I know that's an option.
And then they get the
Right.
milk,
100%.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's free.
Yeah, it's just harder for our little people to do that. It's a lot to, and scan, you know, I mean.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But the older kids, some do.
I guess I leave. Jeremy, do you think we can tackle that?
We can tackle anything.
Good answer, Terry, good answer.
All right, so,
Thank you.
the only thing I would say as a caveat is I would want to double check with Marlis.
Yeah.
If then
Yeah.
we could not do that, this handbook would stand as such.
Yeah, I just wanted to check, because that's one thing, like if you're a parent and you're sending your kid to school and you're like, oh, well, you get free lunch, so just get
You
them
don't
out
even
from
think
there.
about it, right.
If that's the, just
Yeah.
making sure that
I know that is some of the, at the end of the year, that is some of the negative accounts we end up with, because, again, parents don't realize that.
right. And I'd hate to try to, you're collecting for like $4.50 for 5 milks.
Okay.
Especially when we cover part of that cost of the second.
So, as part of the approval process of this, if we see nothing else with our handbook, you could put that
We
in
still
your
approve
motion.
and
Right?
Put that in your motion to approve this. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the handbooks pending the investigation of the cost of the extra milks for elementary students.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. What is pending the cost of milks?
Oh, well, we'll need the report, with a report back from Rich and Jeremy, if we can cover it, and then,
I'll talk to Marlis tomorrow.
right, and what I mean,
So are we approving these as is, and then we would look to
then
amend?
we would look to amend, I suppose. We'd have to amend after, because we have to prove it as is. If we can't cover it, we can't cover it, so. Motion to approve,
And I'll
with the
second that.
potential for amendment,
Okay.
and after discovering if we can cover the cost of a milk.
All right. Got a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none. What's that?
I just wanna say that's a good idea.
It is,
I think so.
causes a lot of confusion.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right. Approve the acceptable use policies for Burt Rainey Elementary and Wyoming Middle School, High School for 25-26.
So the biggest thing with Burt Rainey is they don't send the devices home. So the handbook is kind of written with this, and I'll let Lisa interject, but this idea that the device goes home. So they really don't even offer insurance to their kiddos until they have to take it home. The only reason really they would have to take it home if the student was homebound, right? And then they would offer them insurance. Is that safe to say?
Yes, sometimes like maybe an extended family situation, or it's very few do we send home during the year.
And then at that time, then you would offer the
Yes,
insurance?
so before they are able to like take that device home, they have to go through the checkout process in our
Okay.
office, and that's where we track everything. They would fill out this form, we explain to them, and then when it comes back, we check it back in.
So hers, the first part there kind of outlines what's acceptable behavior, right, with it. So that's the part. The biggest thing that changed with both AUPs is those Google services, and that's required. It's either that or we gotta cut them off from our kiddos. And so we'll have to get parent consent for that to be able to access those things. Questions about either AUP?
Mr. Schneider, I will say too, like the top part where it's red on the Burt Rainey one, a lot of that was taken from our AUP that our form that we used before we got into the devices. If that helps.
It's required, the AUP is required, most federal and state law.
Motion to approve by Semple.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries. Approval of the agreement with Countryside Public Health for 25-26.
Just a little background, this is annual thing, so really just outlines their services. So we generally have not purchased any of it, but it is the agreement, so we could if needed.
A motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Carries. Approve the LEA agreement and memorandum of understanding with Prairie 5 Head Start.
So they use that little room down by the weight room, so that's required, in order for them to continue doing that.
Something to agree with.
Yep. Correct.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve by Semple.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Carries. Approve the child care food program contract for vended meals for the Prairie 5 Head Start.
Again, this is one of those, I don't know why we have to approve it. they set the prices of the meal. We just have to agree to it, so.
Make that motion.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries. All right, next is we need to set a date to certify the August 12th, 2025 special election results. I think, as Rich has explained before, we're proposing August 18th, I believe that's at 6 o'clock. This has to be done within how many days, Rich?
10.
10 days.
Yep, but you can't start for 3 days.
I'll make that motion to set the date for August 18th at 6 PM to certify the results.
Okay, a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries. Next item. That's it.
You say 6 PM?
6
6
p.m.
PM
On the 18th?
on the 18th.
Did I bounce around a little bit?
No, you're fine.
All right, next is the approval of the Sting Champions of Spirit Awards for 25-26. Rich, you want to explain this one?
Yeah, so this one is just to incentivize people for attending certain events. We've got different levels of events, everything from varsity events to fine arts events. Just incentivize them. I know we talked that the power of the visibility of our staff at these events, what a great message that sends to our kiddos. And so this is a way to incentivize them for doing this. It does not, I'm sure I'm gonna have some questions at back to school. Away events count too, not just home events. Parents, if you're a parent and your kid's involved, yeah, that still counts. That's the advantage of having your kid that age. So, have to be at least a half-time employee for us. So unfortunately, ticket takers only do not qualify for this. Right now, I'm proposing $600. Questions?
What does everybody think? $600 enough to move the needle is my question. What's it take to get enough people involved on it for a whole year?
I think it's a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
That's real money.
Absolutely.
We could look at increasing next year too, if we don't have very many, jumping at this, but it's worth the shot. I mean, this is something completely new. We haven't offered this before, so
Okay.
why not try?
Did you check with area schools at all to see if they?
I got a feeling this is,
You don't
we
have
are
anything
blazing the
else to
trail
do.
here.
You don't have anything
Nothing,
else to do.
there's nothing else.
Come on.
Nothing wrong with doing it first.
That's true.
That's right.
Dude, then
You're
sleeping too
leading the
much.
way.
I think it's a creative and new way
Mhm.
to think outside the box and how can we, our whole mission for quite a while here has been to change the school culture and perception, so.
Yep.
One thing I see changing in there, I said it as 48 hours, I'm probably gonna move that to 72 hours. Cause if you look like there's a Friday evening dance competition, those people aren't gonna hop onto their computer on Saturday or Sunday. to
Oh,
get
Oh,
it in
yeah,
there.
As far as
So
admitted.
we'll probably extend it
Turnaround
to
time
72.
Submitted, yeah.
Yeah, 72 hours, so. And, it's not prorated. You gotta commit. You're gonna have to do all 13 events to earn the prize.
We're doing bingo at our work, so, because of our work anniversary.
Forced fun.
Yeah. So it's a great.
In the military, we call that mandatory fun.
I think force fun, that's a good one.
So you need that in the,
These two should laugh because I say that in our district office. It's mandatory fun.
I don't see any laughing.
Yeah.
Mandatory fun.
in the motion, Rich, you want the up to 72 hours then approved?
Sure. I would definitely.
One question I had before we go, done would be at the end
Yeah,
of the year?
it'd be in, what do we call that, last paycheck, where we
Payoff.
clean out, clean up? I think she calls it clean up. Yeah, so our cube count and everything.
Who's gonna monitor it? Who's gonna steer it?
It's gonna be trust-based a little bit. I'm not gonna sit there at the door and say, oh, game's not over.
No, I
But
don't
if they
necessarily
abuse
do
it,
that.
I can guarantee somebody will get crabby.
Yeah, no, that's not the way I meant, just something that shows a record.
Like it's an online form, right?
Yep,
They
it's an
fill out.
online form that they will
That's what I
submit.
meant.
Yeah, within 72 hours, that's how I'll know the 72 hours. I'll sort it by name, make sure all the categories are done. So, yeah. Nobody's gonna be activity police, but if they abuse it, I hope you would grant me the authority to suspend it, so.
Mhm.
Is there any other questions or comments about it? Would you like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve the Singing Champions of Spirit Award
With the 72 hours.
with the 72-hour turnaround time for
Or what?
sending it in.
A second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Carries. And our added item of the approval of a golf cart purchase for the athletic. Yes.
You could say an up to.
So we're looking for a motion to purchase up to a certain dollar amount
Yeah.
using, are we specifying the funds here?
I think this is a larger purchase, so.
Did we sell that lawnmower that we had out?
We will start advertising it online,
Just looking at it.
but I think we kind of planned on that in terms of we were overspending some of our capital
Yeah.
outlay.
So we're looking for a certain dollar amount to be used.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a golf cart not to exceed
Just say 3,000,
3,500.
3,500?
How about it?
Okay.
I've never purchased a golf cart, I have no idea how much they go for. I mean, you don't need a top of the line golf cart or anything, right?
If we need more, you'll have to come back and ask
Yeah,
us.
3,500.
So a motion to approve up to 3,500 using the, what do we call these funds?
Advertising dollars.
The advertising dollars?
Ready to put on my motion?
Put that in.
Okay,
Okay.
say it all over again.
All right.
I approve the motion of purchasing a golf cart up to $3,500.
Already.
Using the athletic funds.
With using the athletic
The
funds
athletic
to
advertising
purchase,
funds, yeah.
sorry.
So it's a motion to approve a golf cart of $3,500 using the athletic advertising funds.
Yes.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Motion carries. Next, is the approve the purchase of the interactive display boards from, what do you say, Hills
Beaver Creek.
Beaver Creek for, was it $4.25 a piece? Four of them? Motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve the purchase of the interactive boards.
Motion is there a second?
Second by Zempel.
Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Carries. Next item is policy updates. We have none this month. That brings us to discussion items of the open meeting law and virtual attendance by board members.
So, I did put some information in there, and I know it says the League of, whatever,
League of Minnesota Cities?
Minnesota cities. That's the rule that governs us. is the League of Minnesota Cities. They're the ones that interpret it, so if you look in statute, that's just how it's governed in there. So it allows us to now have board members participate virtually as long as they can be seen and heard, and we would do all votes by roll call. If we added that to our agenda, that this is the link that we would use, we don't have to give your location, and you do not have to declare ahead of time, if that. That's something for you to think about. It's a unique way. It might be something you want to think about for a month, and we would put that link right at the top. What they're recommending is you put it right at the top of your agenda. And that's the link we would use every month. Patrons do not get to it. It would be, you would be displayed up here, even if there are multiple people. If there's a case of a bad weather, we could still have a meeting if one person can get here.
So
One of you.
how would we do that without running our meeting through something like Zoom or Teams?
We'd have to use, the only thing we would have access to without purchasing something is Google Meet. So we would have to run that meeting, but they would just be up there participating. So it'd be a regular meeting. The camera would pick up their broadcasts up there. We would not have a chat feature. Everything would be done audibly. But they have to be seen and heard the whole time to participate.
We would only have to do that if somebody was remote.
Yes.
So you wouldn't post that link for every meeting, it would just be the meetings with.
The link would be up there. Okay, so say you came down with the flu or whatever, had an emergency come up, but you still had a vote that you wanted to be a part of.
Yep.
On Sunday, you could log in, because you don't have to declare that you won't be there.
Okay.
We're just going to declare that as an
So then
option.
we have to stream it on Google Meet then every meeting from here on out.
If we're all here,
If we're all here, we would not use it. We would only use it if someone wants to participate.
Okay.
Now, you folks can choose not to do this. You're not obligated to do that. Right?
You just have it there just in case, basically.
Correct.
Just in case bad weather or somebody had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
migrated.
even if you're away, so say you have an emergency come up, you may choose not to.
Mhm.
But by having that up there, people know that that's an option that we have selected.
it would,
That's what MSBA recommends.
it would
If we're
allow us
gonna
to do
consider
it at any meeting if we had an emergency.
Correct.
We could still attend and not have to weigh the emergency over critical vote for us.
The biggest advantage is before, you used to be able to do that, but you had to declare that you wouldn't be here. You had to give your location, and it had to be open to the public,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Well, we
so it's
took
just
those
in the
things,
home.
they took
It has
those
to
things
be-
out of there. Right, so you could be at a motel in Orlando.
Or a hospital room where the public couldn't
Correct.
access.
Yeah, that's probably a lot better.
Yeah.
But you know, there's some of these things that are timing, and you want to weigh in.
Mhm.
I mean, I like having that option available to the board so that we can all participate if something were to come up and we couldn't, say you couldn't make it back from the cities, your car breaks down, and you still want to participate in a vote. You know, if you're traveling and intending to be here for the meeting.
So this was just a discussion, we don't need a motion or anything? This is
No,
being
I
brought
think,
to our
I think we
attention.
should be prepared, if you want to do it,
Right.
for an action item next month.
Okay.
I would say prepare for an action item for next month, or maybe like discussion
I
opinion.
think it's a good idea as a girls thing.
I don't see the downside.
Yeah.
Right.
We would just use Google Meet, because that's our free platform,
Perfect.
all right? And we do not have to let anybody else into that Google Meet. So I would manage it from this spot, and the only person in are board members. Everybody else would watch it through YouTube up there. And we don't have to broadcast this on YouTube either.
Right.
Something we do for our patrons.
Okay. Any other questions on that? Hearing none, moving on to correspondence. We do not have any correspondence. So we have upcoming events is the Camp Kindergarten, August 11th through the 14th, 2025 at 9 to 11 a.m. Election Day, which is an all-important day for everybody in our district, on August 12th, which is tomorrow, at the Kilowatt Community Center from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Paraprofessional Conference in Benson, August 13th. New Teacher Orientation is August 19th to the 21st. Sixth grade boot camp is August 20th at 9 a.m. Building and Grounds Committee meeting is August 20th at 5:30. Staff Development is August 24th through the 28th. Back to School Open House is August 27th from 5 to 7. The first day of the 25-26 school year is September 2nd. There's a meet confer, if optional, for September 8th at 5 p.m. And our next board meeting is September 8th at 6 p.m.